Yo, 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 what's going on, my people? It's your girl, Rada Creator, coming back with another one. So today, I'm sorry I've been going for a minute, and I'm sorry I was late. I had some work calls to attend to, and I didn't keep track of time. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just goofing around, and I just happened to look at the clock, and then I seen it was 2:30. So I was like, let me get my behind on live. I'm so sorry. So, luckily it wasn't too long now, but I'm trying to find where I could put this where it could get good reception, but I ain't found the right place yet. Ooh, this might have been the right place. Wait, that place had it. It looked like it had three bars. I don't know what I just did. Oh, there you go. Okay, okay. Okay, I think I got it, right? So I'm putting some of my careers away. But anyway, so I wanted to come to y'all today because I wanted to talk about what's going on, what has happened with this plane, the plane crash in Northeast Philadelphia yesterday. Um, so so I had noticed this last night, or maybe in the wee hours today in the morning. Like it's between last night and the morning. So the reason why I said, did y'all see what I seen, or do you see what I see? First, let me give you some updates, details, and things like that. But I'm going to tell you what I've seen also first. So first, I hope everybody um, prayers up for the people whose lives were lost. We learned that it was 6 people on board that plane. We were learning that last night. But we learned that it was 6 people on a plane, 4 medical personnel, including the pilot and doctors and medical attendees. So anyway, and then there was a patient, a little girl. Horrible. It was a little girl and her mother, and they were about to be escorted back to Missouri, but I'm gonna get on that in a second because I need to talk about this because I was very perplexed yesterday when I was watching this stuff. So anyway, so a little girl, I don't know how old she was. I think she was 10. Was she 10? No. Younger? Yes. Oh wow. So let me hush my face. I'm not sure how old she was, but she was young and she was under 10, I believe. So, and she was about to be escorted back to Missouri, where she was transported from, and she just got finished having some treatment. I don't know what type of treatment, but it must be something serious, like I don't know. I don't want to assume, but I'm assuming she had some type of condition or disease in which she needed life-saving treatments, and she just got through with her treatments, and she was about to be transported back to Missouri, and then she was going to be transported from Missouri back to she was going to fly from Missouri back to Mexico, where she was from. So why they, I don't mean to say this, but why they chose yesterday to go, it beats me. If you are anywhere in the range of Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, something close, maybe Delaware, then you know it was horrible weather yesterday. So all through the crash, when it was happening, they kept saying the weather might have been a factor. And I really believe it was, but also, hold on, let me ask them that. Was the weather a factor, God? Yes. Okay. But was it something else that was a factor that made what you told me happen? No, it was the weather. And that's what made that happen. Ooh. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I got in a minute, but I just want to tell y'all the different details and updates about this. So first, last night either around 11 o'clock last night or in the wee hours of the morning, somewhere around that time, I was watching one of the ring cams, and I noticed that the plane itself was on fire when it was going down. Okay, it was on fire before it hit the ground and exploded. It was on fire. So when I was watching some guy's channel, I couldn't see it close up enough to see that. But last night when I was watching my TV, that's like a 43-inch, I noticed that in the back of the ring cam footage. So anyway, um they said that the weather could have been a factor. They also said, I've heard from different people that it was also something going on with nature, which is called a coronal mass ejection, which is these sunspots or sun flares that are being produced from the sun. And they were saying that it's really bad around this time. And they were saying that yes, between the time of yesterday and I believe the second, they were saying you should refrain from doing what you would consider risky behavior that has to do with electronics and stuff, because the electronics could be affected from this coronal mass ejection. Okay, so I just want to put that out in the atmosphere too. I'm not saying, oh, you hear this? This is the ancestors going off over here. I'm not doing that, but I'm putting that out in the atmosphere because I was talking to my aunt, and her man is all into everything, the sun, I think the grand solar minimum and all this stuff and whatever got to do with space, the universe and nature type of things that's associated with the sun. So I knew she learned that from her man. So, but anyway, she was just telling me that yesterday. She called me up, made sure, I don't know, she just want to make sure I was good, even though I don't, she just want to make sure I was good. So anyway, and she was like, yeah, when you said, I don't remember what I said, but she was like, when you said that, it made me think about, they were talking about the coronal mass. She was saying CME. That's a way to remember it without all the extra talk. But the CME, which is coronal mass ejection, that it could have also played a part, even though the sun had set. Now, I'm gonna talk about what the news was saying about how the weather could have played a part in it, but I'm gonna tell you how the weather definitely played a part in it. God and the ancestors say that the weather played a part in it, and I'm gonna tell you a more vivid picture of how it did. So, they were showing like graphs and stuff like this on the TV, on the news and stuff. So, when the plane took off, it was at an altitude of like 16,500 feet. It had just taken off from Northeast Airport in Philadelphia. I just learned it was two airports. Pray for me, y'all. I just learned it was two airports in Philadelphia, but pray for me. I'm special. Look, I'm different. Look. So anyway, because I was like, why was they going to Northeast Philadelphia when the airport is in South Philadelphia? Little did I know it's another airport in Northeast Philadelphia. I did not know. So anyway, so they was just taking off from Northeast Philadelphia, and what was I about to say about something about the reason why I want to paint a vivid picture? Damn. Wait a minute. Give me 1 second so I can get my thoughts together, because I wanted to paint some type of picture for you so you can understand. Oh, how the weather played the part. So the weather played a part because it just took off. It reached the altitude of 16,500 feet. They were saying anything beyond, let's just say, 10,000 feet, the visibility was horrible. It was pouring down rain, and which usually, and it was pouring down raining all afternoon into the night. So I don't even know why they needed to take this flight and make it today, because they were only transporting this baby and her mama to Missouri. It wasn't like it was an emergency situation. They were being transported from her emergency treatment to home, to go, well, to the home that she was at while in Philadelphia. I mean, while in the United States, and then from there she was going to go back to Mexico, which I guess was her country. So I don't know why they used yesterday and took yesterday to do it, because the visibility was horrible. They were showing graphs about the visibility. And these people, so they said beyond 10,000 feet, it was no 0% visibility. So they were at 16,500 feet and they could not see a damn thing. Then also, so when I was watching this on somebody else's channel, I was saying it seemed like the engines failed or something happened or some type, because somebody said it might have been another collision. I said that would make sense about the collision, because that plane went straight down. It like took a nosedive. It's like it looked like something you see in them old school war movies, like, you know, where like the Navy plane goes down and it just takes a nosedive and then it goes boom, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm like, I don't know what happened, but it came right out the sky. I don't understand. So it was like, and so then later that night, I found out that it was on fire when it was coming down from the sky. So now that I knew that, I'll go as far as to say we will be finding out that the engine was on fire. It was a Learjet 55, and it was an ambulance or a medical jet that like a medical transportation slash ambulance type of jet. And I'm saying that the engine caught fire, because if you would have heard it, it sound, somebody had came on to the channel I was watching and they said, what was that, a missile? Because the way it sounded, first of all, it sounded like, which was crazy. You never hear nothing sounding like that. And then it exploded, and then it was a mushroom cloud, what you usually see with, you know, weapons that are dropped. So it was crazy. But anyway, so when I heard it, so I was saying that, but I had got a call yesterday. I think it was my auntie called me. So I went off of the person's live, but a moderator for that live was saying something back to me, because I said, I think the engines failed or something. And she said back to me, I heard the engines humming. And I was saying back to her, thinking that I'm still on the live, but the live was over. When I pushed send, they said you can no longer send messages. So it had just ended when I had got back over there. I said, I think that that was failing. The engine, that was the engine failing. But little did I know yet, that was the engine burning on fire, making the whole entire thing descend at a massive rate, like at an alarming rate. I mean, it sounded like something out the movies. They'd be like, boom, like, and then you see that cloud. It was crazy. So anyway, also, it was something else that I'm supposed to be updating about that was found out that night. Oh, So last night when they were interviewing people, this man had I think it was on channel ABC 6 News, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was that. So anyway, they were interviewing this man and he said, yes, and this lady ran off the bus on fire. So that's like, pardon me? What did you say? He's like, I said, because when you see it happen, it's more than just the plane crash. After the plane crash, it was like, you seen that movie Backdraft? It was like a backdraft of fire that just flew because the plane went into many pieces. And fire, a whole bunch of fire with almost like wind forces came forward like out of nowhere. If somebody was on that ground, I really believe I've seen people on the ground. If somebody was on that ground at that time, there's no way they could survive that, and there was no way they had time to react because it just came out of nowhere. It was like the movie Backdraft. It was like the plane hit the ground, it was an explosion, and then this whole bunch of fire and pieces of the plane was like, zoom, like before anybody could do anything. So that happened, and some of that hit the bus that was driving down, I guess, Cotman Avenue, and it hit a bus, and the bus caught on fire from the pieces of the plane that came off the thing. And I told you the plane was already on fire before it hit the ground. So so I guess when it went into the bus, the lady thinking she getting away from the fire, and she was on fire. And I believe they said one person on the ground expired, passed away, died, and didn't make it. And I think it was that lady because I don't think the shock of everything, I don't think she even knew she was on fire. I think she was trying to save herself from the fire that she seen on coming on the bus. And she was already on fire from that piece of the plane that came into the bus. It's crazy. So anyway, so the man said, so then another person was interviewed and they was like, a body flew. This is what they said. A body flew across the street, like out of, or then it was worse things being said than that. They were saying that when the plane crashed, I don't know if they're saying it's from the plane or if they're saying it's from the shrapnel of the plane hitting people. But they were saying that limbs allegedly were flying everywhere. Parts of people allegedly. That's how gruesome and horrible and crazy this was. And I even seen one part where the plane, because pieces of the plane was on fire, like everything exploded, but it all went different ways. And a piece of the plane went into a corner house, but it wasn't even near the explosion. But that's how much this was flying at a force that nobody had control over. And it flew into a corner house near there. And that house was instantly on fire from top to bottom. So it was wild. But so prayers go out to everybody in Northeast Philly. They can't what I love about not even just Philadelphia, what I love about America, hopefully these tragedies that have happened, like this happened 48 hours after the other plane crash, collision with the helicopter in DC, in the DC area. But what I hope happens from these tragedies is what I love about America. Now, I'm not a person that's like a patriot and have the flag hanging outside of my house and all that. But what I do love when we in times of trouble or what people would consider desperate situations, our men, our king, all races, they sacrifice their health and they put their lives on the line to save people. That's what men do. They are natural protectors, and in times of crisis, most men rise to the occasion and go to save others and commit selfless acts. They do not think about their well-being. Like, example, 9/11. People was running into there and they knew they could die from doing so. They was trying to pull people out from under the ground without no tools to be able to do so. They felt like these things needed to be done and they were done. And that's the thing that I love about America the most. I love the way our men, they are natural born heroes, natural born protectors. All of them, all races. And when we in crisis, nobody's race matters. Even though that fool ass man that y'all call a president was talking about DEI is why the helicopter and the plane collided with his stupid ass. Even though he said that foolish ass shit, let me say, I hope America rise above his ignorance. This is who y'all elected, though. Y'all, I don't think y'all was clear or sure on who y'all elected, but y'all gonna find out the idiot he really is. So, but never mind that. I hope they rise above this fool and show up with the valor and the integrity that I know our men can have. Don't follow behind his stupid ass, because he don't care about what happened to nobody. You hear that? That's the ancestors going on. But is there anything I missed about the updates or the details? Did I miss anything? No, nothing that was worth, mention. Oh, yes, I did. One thing that I did forget to mention is, for some reason, so that, like I was saying before, they were showing a graph or something and trying to show like almost simulations or some type of examples of how this happened and how it went up the trajectory and then how it failed or something. They didn't know if it was a mechanical issue. They thought the weather. I feel like all of the above paid the price, played a part. But when they were saying it was going up, they also said that what was I something about 279. I almost feel like they only was able to pick up the speed of 279 miles an hour, and that is not normal for an aircraft. And that's because the engine was destroyed. I don't know if this happened. God and the ancestors tell me this did not happen, but it's also very well possible that the engine caught fire on the way down because something that I don't know. They said no, that's not what happened. The engine being on fire is what caused that crash. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna say allegedly for now, but mark my words, that's what happened. So prayers up to everybody in Northeast Philly. Prayers up to everybody who went out their way to come help. Prayers out to all the hands on deck that came through to help deal with this situation. It was fire in the streets. It was the craziest thing. It looked like a war zone, and it was plane pieces everywhere. So prayers up, prayers to the victims that lost their lives. They said 19 others were injured as of now, and that number could go up, or the death toll could go up. So they saying it was a total of so far 7 people who lost their lives. So that number could change, but either way, it's okay. I'm praying. I don't even know what to pray for because, if these people are in a horrible, horrible way, I shouldn't pray for them to pull through because who will want to live in a vegetative or something like that state? I don't know. I pray for the best possible outcomes in these situations. That's what I pray. I pray for God to know what is best and do as such in the circumstances of this situation, considering the circumstances. And I just hope that we are trying to be vigilant of what we are putting out into the world. Please don't follow after this man that y'all call a president. He is irresponsible. He's a racist. Always told y'all that. He's about nothing but prejudice and division. And he could care less about people's lives. And he was busy trying to blame Obama from 12 effing years ago instead of his own administration, who is in office as we speak. He even tried to blame for the helicopter slash plane crash. He even tried to blame um the mayor of DC. The mayor don't have shit to do with air traffic control, and the mayor don't have shit to do with the FAA. The mayor, oh, I seen the FAA coming into Philadelphia too on the news as well. But the mayor don't have nothing to do with the FAA, and the mayor don't have nothing to do with air traffic control. They don't control federal things. That is all connected federally. That was his job to be doing. Instead of spending his time blaming people, he should have been getting busy and getting in connection with them and trying to make things happen instead of playing the blame game. But maybe, hopefully, prayerfully, one day he'll understand that. But until then, that's all I could say. We need to pray. It's going to be a long, long, long 4 years. It's only been 10, 11 damn days. We on the 12th right now. It's only been 11 damn days. And this fool has started his shit already. Look. And I said what I said. I'm not taking it back. And anybody who's still following after this fool, I hope you're not, because that will show your ignorance. It's not a time for throwing out RACISM. It's no time for that. It's time to pull together, to unite, and to be in solidarity with each other. We don't need no division. You won the election with your division tactics. Enough. It's time for you to be America's president. Enough with your foolish shit. So I guess that's the last word that I wanted to say. But that's it, and that's all. If I forgot anything about the plane crash, I will come back and just put a little bit on my on a little piece or a little short or a little live or whatever. But and I also want to send my condolences out to the families and the people whose lives were lost, the 67 people whose lives were lost. And I think it was more than 67 because it was 3 people on the helicopter. I think 67 was on the on the plane, right? So it was a total of 70 people that lost their life on that? Yes. Okay. So my condolences to all the people who loved, known, worked with, and who thought of and prayed for those 70 people involved in that, the crash, the collision that happened in the DC area over the Potomac. And my prayers is for America. We're about to be in some crazy times, and prayers go up to everybody. I love all y'all. Y'all know I do. I think that's it. That's all. Whoever pulled up, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate you being here, no matter how long, no matter how short. If you wish to contribute to my channel, you see the cash app scrolling across the bottom. And if you wish to contact me for any reason, my email will be listed in the description box. I forgot to list it. I'm gonna go back and list it. My email will be listed in the description box. That's it, and that's all. I love you all. Mwah. Prayers. Stay aware. Stay alert. Stay prayed up, and stay ready. All right. I love y'all. Peace.